It's end of April now. I know it had been very dry, but anyway, the gardening passion is a peak stage during the spring, right? So I usually buy things much, but the plants I have to buy some. So I went to Home Depot yesterday and I got this. This is called Tuscarora Crape Myrtle. It has like a pink, red pinkish flowers coming up. But as you know, Crape Myrtle is not doing well here. I know last year I bought this particular Crape Myrtle, which is a big size, like a little bit bigger than this, and it turns out to be the Muskogee varieties, and hoping that was would survive the last winter. So I covered with the fabric I bought at Amazon just for the purpose of covering up the shrubs. But nonetheless, all the top canes didn't survive, and it's coming up from the bottom. That means every year it has to coming up from the bottom, which is not good. And so yeah, that tall species probably 10 feet maybe it should go up, but of course. So I felt that I would never invest my time and money for crepe myrtles here, even though I see some houses thriving and very, very beautifully blooming. And so I have to figure out how I could make it survive. And I noticed that all the crepe myrtles I can see spectacularly blooming is planted very closely to the wall of the house or the fence of the house, fence like this, very, very closely planted. So that's why I chose this location. This is south facing wall here, and this is the east, and it's kind of a shady right now, but it's from noon time on, from the west exposure is tremendous and warm here. So hopefully, I hope this particular thing is gonna survive. Both Tuscarora and Muskogee would not be hardy varieties, but most popular varieties. So I couldn't resist when I see pictures and so forth. So beautiful, and crepe myrtle blooms probably early summer to the very, very end of fall continuously. So if it's successful, it's very, very valuable, and the people love that stuff. Yeah, I tried it again, and it's my gamble. Yeah. Okay. By the way, this roses here is Paul's Himalayan mask. It is blooming kind of nicely, very, very small white flowers, but it has a lot of buds there, so it's still more coming up here. And so if it become full bloom, I have to shoot the picture again. But this is the Paul's Himalayan mask. And this is called True Love. I found at the Home Depot, and oh wow, so beautiful, and I know, very small statue and lots of bugs in it. So wow, I couldn't resist it. And when I look at the root area there, it doesn't look like a grafted. So I asked the Home Depot seller, well, if it is own roots or the grafted, and they don't even know the own roots and grafted meat. But anyway, so it turns out this is our own roots. So I was so glad that I got this. So yeah, this is it's not a big size of bloom, but it's very middle size bloom, and this red color is stunning, I would say. Yeah, so that's why I got, and also I found here it's daylilies. I got two of those. This red daylilies, it's called scarlet Stella or something like that. And there's a daylilies varieties called Stella de Oro, which is a yellow kind, which they continuously bloom and everything. Is very variable species, but I don't like that one that much because everybody planted all the time, everywhere. But this red kind is less rampant planted. So and also this particular color I couldn't resist. It's a very nice dark red, and so it started to bloom. Yesterday was like a buds, but now when I planted them yesterday toward the evening, this morning I noticed that it started to open. Wow, and it's very nice. Yeah. So one more thing is I bought this. This is a strawberry, but its a flower is like a pink kind of a flower here, and a very ornamental strawberry. So I bought this, but this one didn't have any price tag information, and so they gave it to me for free. So that was very nice. Yeah, so my adventure of gardening remains very strong even now, at the age of 77, and I become a young person when I see those flowers on the shelf at the store. Oh, I couldn't resist. I have to buy. This is Pierre de Ronsard, very nicely blooming right now. So yeah, very nice. I see this. Yeah, Don Juan rose. I just see just one flower, the first flower of this particular Don Juan, but another one is coming from the bottom like this. It's here. This is test of the D'Urberville. David Austin rose. This is the only one David Austin rose that I have here, and also very shady here in the morning, because this is a west facing wall here, and they get only west exposure. So this is of course the Ponti, very fragrant, very nice. This is a Kiss Me Kate. Started to flower, but as you notice, the flower is kind of petal is kind of damaged because of the hot weather here, hot and dry weather. So yeah, it is kind of sensitive to the environment here. If it's you know rains or anything in the spring, you know, that should be much healthier. But this year there is no rain in the entire spring, so it is very difficult. For example, this is a margot marrow. All the roses are kind of damaged. But what I did, I noticed the neighborhood guy was trimming this roses. They are trimming the Dr. Huey, and so I talked to them, and that he was cutting this white rose. I think that maybe iceberg growing among those Dr. Huey, tremendously robust Dr. Huey. There's a couple of branches which is white, which is I think the scion of the original rose. Is I think the iceberg rose. And so he was trimming, not knowing that much about the roses, and of course he wasn't the original owner of the house, so he didn't know. And so I gathered all the cut iceberg, and I tried to do cutting propagation myself. Yeah, this is my attempt for cutting propagation. I protected with this paper so that it doesn't fry by the hot sun. So hopefully it's gonna root well. And here too, this is iceberg cutting. And then here too, iceberg cutting there. This is Pierre de Ronsard. It became like a full bloom now. It's the end of May, end of April, and yeah, this one started to come along very nicely. But this particular specimen here, I felt this is more or less like a pinkish inside, but this particular one is like a peach color, creamy color. So it is kind of different, and the white part is like almost like a greenish tint to it. It is interesting to see the color variation, I would say. Some of the Pierre de Ronsard I know is very, very pinkish. And some of them are whitish, so white spots, I think it's very, very popular too.